Right, good afternoon everyone. Okay, so today's stream will be solo without Venus because Venus has some emergencies to attend to. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, so he won't be with us. Today would just be me. I will not be covering both prompts as you can see. So 232 is like enemies to lovers. 234 is like reverse isekai. So I will not be covering both. Venus is supposed to be taking on the reverse isekai and I'm supposed to be taking on the enemies to lovers. So today we're just gonna look at enemies to lovers if we're doing the writing prompts itself. So feel free to let me know if you also have questions for reverse isekai because I can cover that as well. Right, so anybody actually participating in this web novel competition, like these topics? Show of hands in chat. If not, let's begin. So I changed my setup, my VTubing setup. Hopefully this actually works a little better. Okay, let me just remove this. I'll edit back later. And the keyboard. Keyboard. Okay, where is the setting? I'm gonna remove it. There we go. So I'll just remove it so that you can actually see like the bottom part of the stream over here. Okay, so today, let's start with 232, which is female lead, so enemies to lovers. Right, enemies to lovers is a very common trope on web novel as well as all the BL mangas and any kind of romance. So there is this thing for natural enemies that someone you really just don't get along with, then suddenly becomes your lover. Because why they say that? It's more like a cat and dog kind of thing. Like the more you hate someone, the more you love someone. I don't know what the twisted logic is, but I guess the more you fight with somebody, the better you get to know them. Therefore, this comes to be about. So it doesn't really have to be enemies whereby you hate each other and that you want to plot their murder. It doesn't have to be that way. It could be that way. Or the enemies over here could be just someone from like a different faction or a different country that your race or your family has like a feud with. It's very much like Romeo and Juliet. So it's like a star-crossed lovers kind of trope, but not really enemy. For example, two warring countries, and then both of you come from different countries. You have nothing against each other, but your countries are at war, so you are considered enemies, like technically, but then you fell in love with each other. So that is the common theme about this trope and how it happens. So let's take a look what Webnovel says. They say that there is a fine line between love and hate. If you love me, I'll always be in your heart. If you hate me, I'll always be on your mind. So what happens when one crosses this line and end up falling in love with their sworn enemy? So a blazing romance. Webnovel wants to see this blazing romance, the tension, the drama, the hatred, the love, that's what they're looking for. So in this week, they're exploring the theme of enemies to lovers. It's a classic trope that's been reused and recycled through the ages, and yet it's one of the most beloved themes in romance novels worldwide, which is a fact. Right? Let us know how your star-crossed lovers will cross the journey from picking odds to finding a common ground. So it could happen in many ways. It is nothing new. So like I said, FL, usually all the ideas has been done before. Right? So idea number 1. You've always been second place in school, be it grades, sports, or the arts. The golden boy, annoying prick, that's taking up the first place is none other than the boy next door that you've always been compared to. As such, you've never had good feelings towards him, no matter how beloved he is by others. However, happens that within the last day of school before your summer break comes the golden boy, your sworn enemy, and he confesses to you. Right, this one is quite similar to one of the animes that I watched like many years ago, Special A and even Kaijo wa Maid-sama. So these two animes are pretty much like enemies turned to lovers, so it's like your sworn rival. It doesn't have to be your enemy, it can be like your rival. So in this case, I guess this rival aspect kind of takes the cake. So you can try that. That's very shoujo-like, shoujo manga-like. So you have to give like a very youthful, a little bit juvenile, high school teen drama kind of vibes. And then the readers will eat it up. Right? The second kind of enemies to lovers is as a ruler of the most powerful empire. You just won a century-old war with an enemy kingdom. As a prize, you've taken the crown prince as a political hostage. He was meant to be just a toy, someone to play with, but as time passes, romance buds between the two of you. However, has the prince forgotten about the crimes you've committed against his people? Does the love you bear hide any hidden thorns? So in this case, it's a very palace drama whereby, oh, you think that you've fallen in love with your enemy and stuff like that. Some cases, yes, it's true, and then some cases not so. So there are lots of BL who actually write this kind of tropes, which I am a fan of, especially if it's historical. So, well, because the art is pretty. Okay, not gonna lie. Right, but this is also very common in FL. So like, a war, and then or even like a tyrant lord requires tribute from a poor country, and then they send like their only daughter over, and like in the harem with so many other contestants, like other princesses that have also been taken hostage. Only she is special, that kind of thing. A little bit cringe, but FL seem to like that. Another idea by Webnovel is that number 3, as the top spy of your agency, you've been sent to handle a S-tier mission, infiltrate and take down the continent's most dangerous mafia group. You've handled equally dangerous, if not more, situations before, and thus assume that it will be a piece of cake. Yet what you didn't expect is for the leader of mafia to be so charming. He teases, he flirts, he eventually shows a more humane side to him than what the local news and gossips make him out to be, and slowly you find yourself falling in love with him. But don't forget, your boss wants him gone, and you are the one carrying the executioner's blade. So this is kind of like a spy romance. I'll say spy romance. So mafia bosses are also one of the huge FL staples. For anybody who doesn't know Webnovel, it's even bigger, if I'm not wrong, on good novels. So e-fiction really likes this mafia. I don't know, it's like women like bad boys, that charm, that vibe still goes on. Like it doesn't really matter where you go to, so people just like bad boys. So this is like a bad boy, and he's meant to be someone whom you shouldn't fall in love to, but it's so bad that it's good, and then you start doing things that you shouldn't. So this is the trope. It's like something that's forbidden, out of your reach, and you just want it, right? Number 4, when your manager brings news that you will be starring in the lead role of your favorite romance story's film adaptation, you've never been more excited. Only the male lead's role is given to the guy that you've hated since you've set foot into the entertainment industry. So forced to play a lovey-dovey couple, you've got no choice but to spend hours upon set with him. So what happens though when life mimics art and you start to catch feelings for the suave actor that you've once hated? So this kind of thing is common, pretty much. So I don't know if I've read anything like that, but I think there are some things that are similar to it, or except that they actually include system, like your system here is like the what was that? I can't remember what's it called. Love what? Love capturing system or male lead capturing system. It's like one of the really crazy ones. And then it's like the guy that they've hated, and then the mission is to make that guy that they hate bring down his hatred and increase his love to like 100% for him to pass the mission or something like that. Otherwise he will die. So the system is, the system is pretty much an asshole. So that kind of thing happens as well. By the way, that was BL. So in FL it could happen as well. FL is like a bigger umbrella for BL, so no comments there. Right, so some of the works that they actually highlighted is this one, Mated to an Enemy. So pretty straightforward. The title tells you everything you need to know. Touch of Flame. This is by one of the top FL authors, so you can take a look. Highly recommended. This is by, I can't really see, Persian Moon. Okay, so Hell's Consort. So this is like a reverse harem kind of thing. So it's like 1 queen and 3 kings out there. So yeah, feel free, okay? Feel free to go crazy. Right, so there are, there are not so many, right? Okay, not as much as the previous one. So, 18 plus, this person is, Okay, so as you can see, there's like billionaires, there's like werewolves, there's like queens, there's like, it's crazy over here in FL. Alright, so, again, prizes and all these things. In the main part about this WPC is to get contract so that you can get features on the app itself. So if you're looking forward to a contract, this is your best bet. Right, so this is for FL section. Any questions so far before I actually go into explaining a little bit more about the ML section? Right, I know my stream is kind of slow. When I say kind of, I mean like probably 20 seconds slow. I need like more time to see if people are actually catching up with what I'm saying. Am I going too fast or anything? Because Venus is not here and I actually am busy, so I'm trying to like cut down time. Right, anybody who wants to participate in the prompts later, feel free as well. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions so far. That's good. Right, so it's pretty straightforward. Now, to WPC 324, which is male lead, and it's reverse isekai. So I'm sure all of us by now, we are very familiar with what isekai is. Basically, you get hit by a truck and then you find yourself reborn in another world. That is isekai. So Truck-kun is like the main character of isekais nowadays. Just kidding. Okay, so reverse isekai is like the other way. So instead of Truck-kun bringing over somebody to a different world, it's like Truck-kun hits a person and that person changes soul and another person from a different world takes over his body, or like a different person from another world suddenly comes to your world. It could be your neighbor, it could be your best friend, it could be the new transfer student in your class. That is reverse isekai. Or you could be like a hotel owner for isekai travelers, you know, just like an intergalactical space hotel, but for isekaiers, if you get what I mean. So that's reverse isekai. It's new. It's not really new. It's like a opposite of what's popular. So it's also equally popular if done right, but there's not a lot of this going on in the market right now. Isekai is still more common than reverse isekai. So I would highly recommend you to participate in this if you are interested in making a debut. So as you can see, there is difficulty in this because there's not a lot of references, but there is a chance that you will win. Like, take a look at this. There are like only 10 entries. Come on, guys. It's like you can easily get into this top ranks for this section because it is not very common where people don't really write through it. So in order to help you, if you are intending to get through this WPC through reverse isekai in itself, okay, let me just read what Webnovel is explaining. So we've all seen multiple stories of our main characters traveling to a different world and having a time of their lives over there. But what if the opposite happened, where people or beings from other worlds find themselves in ours? So what would an introvert mage do when he gets sent here? What is a famous conqueror in another world? What if a famous conqueror in another world woke up as a high school student here? What if an entire underground dungeon full of fantasy beings relocated itself here? Would they have to adapt to us, or would we have to adapt to them? So for this WPC, see what happens when the truck is on the other side. That's right. So Truck-kun, instead of Truck-kun on Earth, Truck-kun is gonna go over and send people here. So I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing because, like, you know, we think our world is boring most times. Imagine if Truck-kun sends interesting people to our world. Will they be bored first, or will we be entertained first? You know, that's the thing that you have to think about when you are writing this. I'm inclined to think that it will be entertaining on our side, watching them fumble. But it's really up to you. So some of the ideas that Webnovel gives you. So you were on the way back home one day when you came across a weird person collapsed on the side of the road. You decided to help them by taking them to your place, only later to find out that the person you saved was a vampire that came from another world. The surprising thing is that you learned there are also vampires native to your own world as well. What is going to happen to you now that you are involved in this? So this is a very classic of, I see a stranger, I be a kind person, I pick them up and like bring them home like a stray cat or dog, and then I get in trouble, and like, you know, what's this situation with the supernatural? It's kind of like Tokyo Ghoul in a nutshell. Like, he went on a date and then he became a date person, and he became a ghoul, and he was involved with the whole supernatural spectrum of things. Yeah, pretty much. So this can be one of it. Right, a next one. So as the sect master of a famous sect, you were treated with respect and revered wherever you went. However, when you are facing one of heaven's tribulations, you failed to pass, and suddenly found yourself awake in a modern day Earth with nothing but your own experience to rely on. Can you survive the modern society? Especially when you were suddenly tasked to take over a failing company. It shouldn't be different from running a sect, right? Okay. If they can consider this the reverse isekai, I don't really know if it's reverse isekai, because it's now you as a sect master of what you thought was a really normal world of cultivation. You come to a different world which is like similar to sci-fi in your world, and then I think it might count as isekai, but if they count it as reverse isekai just because you are coming to Earth instead of moving over to a fantasy world, I guess it counts. So you can write this in a first person perspective. You don't have to write it like on a third person perspective. That's fine as well. This one will be a little bit harder and a little bit trickier in my views, but there are books out there that is similar to this idea. So it's a cultivation world, and cultivators have to, like, you know, go to other worlds to find resources, and then one of it is that this cultivator, or all the cultivators, actually come to like Earth in itself and then spread cultivation among regular human beings, so we stop having like regular lives. It becomes a reverse isekai. They bring their worlds over to us. It can be possible, although the line between that and magic realism is a little bit blurred, but if you can justify that, I guess it counts as reverse isekai, right? And then the next one that Webnovel gives you, it's like, it has been several years since fantastical beings from other worlds started appearing on Earth. At first, there was widespread panic and commotion about the phenomenon, but it's seen as a normal occurrence now. To get these beings adapted to their life on Earth, they are assigned to live with human hosts to get them acclimated. You are one such person, and the being you were assigned with is a succubus. How is your daily life going to change? Okay, for one, this is definitely going to be R18 because succubus, if you don't know what that is, then you probably shouldn't find it, right? In any case, this idea, I've seen it before somewhere, but it was in a fan fiction. So it's like there was an alien invasion, but then it wasn't just an alien invasion, because it's like after one alien species found it and then they introduced themselves to Earth, they start bringing more aliens, and then they start bringing human scientists over to do like an exchange program of sorts. And then more aliens started to stop on Earth, and then it became like Earth is a travel galactical hub for all these alien species. But because they have to, like, you know, have some political things back on their planet, they send like their children over to Earth for school, just to get used to the crappy environment of Earthlings and learn how Earthlings work rather than like the alien convenient technology they had. So they assigned all these alien children to human beings on Earth, so, which is really weird. But that was a fan fiction, by the way. And then there was, of course, it was a BL fan fiction, which means that the people that they live with became, you know, became alien brides, essentially became alien brides. So this is reverse isekai. You may or you may not include romance, that's up to you, but it could be done. So this is a very interesting one that you can try. Okay, and then the last idea that Webnovel gives is this. You were once the author of a very popular novel, but stopped writing when you were hit with a seemingly insurmountable writer's block. Okay, time passed until you realized that there was a group of people waiting inside your room one day, claiming themselves to be characters from your book who had transported themselves into this world to help you complete your book. Oh my god, this is like a world come true. Okay, with their help, you managed to pick up your pen and write again, but they said that they would have returned to their world once you have completed your book. Will you still finish it? The answer is yes, you finish it and then you ask them to take you along, okay? But in any case, so if this really happened, it's gonna be very interesting because firstly, you are the author. Like, imagine seeing your fictional babies come to you, and you know, all authors, especially if it's FL authors, you write characters like they are Greek gods, you know, like oiled abs and like, you know, just superly handsome or like superly pretty. I don't know if any of us can actually have like inferiority complex when our characters actually come alive and treat us with such respect. I would be intimidated. Actually, no, I wouldn't be intimidated because most of my characters are not like that. they are, let me see, they are children, they are naked skeletons, they are aliens, they are cyborgs, and well, basically a lot of the characters that I write are kind of like non-human being characters, so I will not have that problem. But I don't know if any of you would have that problem, like especially if those people who write monsters as main characters, like, you know, Parasite, what was that, Overlord Venus wrote something related to parasites. And I was just imagining, I was like, if your characters came over, will you like get inferiority complex or will you be heavily traumatized? Yeah, especially if your character that you write is gonna be like super OP, like, oh my god, everything is just, yeah, that It's up to individual, I guess. So, but this is one of it as well. So reverse isekai, you don't have to write an actual human being. You can write anything, or you can write even like I don't know, just something from a different dimension. You can write gods, you know, just the god came down to earth because you write about gods, and yeah, it's possible. So this reverse isekai is actually not super difficult. Okay, I have a couple comments. Okay, Blushy says that cultivation comes to Earth. Why would they behave evil when they can evilly? Okay, yeah, that's true, but that's your problem to deal with as a writer if you actually wrote cultivation world, because you can say things like, oh, in the cultivation world they have all these things like called mana for cultivating, and when they come to Earth it's like super polluted and like their powers don't work here, so they have to work at McDonald's instead, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, Sakurishi, yes, reverse isekai. Isekai is a common one, but reverse isekai is niche. Therefore, in this writing competition, as you can see, there are not many entries to this. So it is a good opportunity for you to enter niche. Okay, what is the difference between writing for niche and writing for mainstream? Okay, this is considered mainstream, but a niche in a mainstream. So you want to differentiate yourself from what everybody else is doing. This is niche, so I would suggest this, but you can also put together with some more mainstream things. Like if you think swords and magic is your thing, or you think mecha is your thing, or if you think system is your thing, you can also put this with reverse isekai. There's no limits to this. Or like Venus says, like dungeons can be used for anything. You can do a reverse isekai dungeon. Literally anything could be done, so it's up to you, right? So any questions about reverse isekais first? They have like some books over here for you. So this one is like My Servant is an Elf Knight. You can just take a look at this. And then it's like Cultivation Chat Group. This one is a translated one, I'm pretty sure. And then there's this Jirakai. Again, this is Jirakai. So you can see what she wrote in here. This is highly recommended by the content editors, like the old content editors who were in charge. This book is highly recommended, although you might want to like, you know, ignore all the reviews and comments there, because some of them just really don't make sense. Like people are just sick in the mind. Alright, so there are only like 10 here, guys. You have a chance. So if you really want to stand a chance for like a contract and stuff like that, do this well. You stand a high chance to actually win this section of competition. So you can see that they come up with all these prompts. Like some of them I've seen it before, like they are repeated, which means that you can just write something that you like, and then when something related to it comes up, you can just join, hop on the train of the competition, use it as a platform to go. If it doesn't work, it's fine, because you still want to write, and that's great. So with this, I think I will end the discussion section here. Like the explanation is pretty clear, pretty straightforward. So what do you think? Okay, I have a few viewers out here. Maybe you guys do a vote. Do you want me to do like enemies to lovers, or do you want me to do like a reverse isekai prompt? I'll choose one today. It's a 50-minute live writing, and I have to get back to actual writing. So anybody who wants to sprint on my server later, please find me. Right, so you have a minute to vote. So should I do 3-2-3 or 3-2-4? Please vote. If there are no votes, then I will just do as planned. You guys. Okay, yeah, the stream was lagging. Okay, I got it. Reverse isekai it is then. Okay. You guys feel free, okay, to take this nugget and expand it out into a book if you really want. So like I said, reverse isekai is very interesting. So I'm actually taken with the concept of a hotel. Okay, 3-2-4 is reverse isekai. Okay, it's a landslide victory for reverse isekai. I'm so sorry, Venus, but you are not here. So, meh. I'm gonna do it instead. Right, so I'm gonna do reverse isekai. Can you all see? Like, is that okay? It's working. Right, no, wait, where's my keyboard? Wait, let me bring back the keyboard. Keyboard. This one. Okay, much better. It'll be weird if I'm air typing all this. It's kind of dumb. Okay, so I'm actually taken with the hotel. Hotel. Non-beauty hotel. Non-beauty hotel. Manga. There's one about the hotel of the Isekai. This one. I think it's this one. Was it this one? No, it's not this one. I can't remember. It's like a manga about it. Is it this one? Non-BVMR. No. I cannot remember. But anyways, there's a manga about this. So I'm very taken with that. So I'll do hotel. Guys, give me a good name on chat. Hotel, something hotel, reverse isekai, hotel, isekai, hotel, hotels, I don't freaking know. Oh, interdimensional hotel. Okay. Got it. Or otherworld hotel. Otherworld hotel. Otherworld hotel. Okay, concept. I realized I did this wrong previously. Concept supposed to be text. So obviously it's gonna be reverse isekai. It's gonna be a hotel. Chain management. Hotel. Management. It's kind of like an anthology kind of theme. And then there are also probably a slap of comedy, something like that. So again, you can see this is very niche. New World Hotel was probably the name of the hotel that I stayed in like last week. So no, it exists. Or is it new something hotel? New World. I'm pretty sure it's New World, or is it New Land Hotel? I can't remember, but it's something similar. So because it's isekai, isekai means another world. So I'll just put here other world hotel. It's like pretty straightforward. And also, if there's a hotel thing, right? Hotel thing with system, you guys should go and read Maloxi's the panda thing. The I can't remember what that's called again, but there's like a one of it. So it's pretty similar. So it's like a ryokan. Okay, other world hotel. So the character is innkeeper, hotel owner. Hotel owner. Let's say Mr. I don't know, Mr. Sashi. Okay, whatever. Okay, plot outline. Owner of a broke ass hotel gets strange customers from time to time. Okay, that's it. Am I a secret isekai manager of a Milky Way galaxy? Let's see. Probably not, because if I were, I wouldn't be this broke. Right, so I will be starting the sprint. Anyone who wants to actually do this as a prompt exercise, feel free as well. So I'm gonna just join. Okay. So I'm also gonna start the timer. Where the timer. Okay, timer's on screen right now, so you guys can see this. I'm gonna like stop talking right now and then I'll get to this. So you guys feel free, do this. Well, do it. I might end early though. 573 words, okay. Okay, about 1 more minute left. Hey, what's in? So I'll just run through really quickly on how this kind of prompts work. Right, today's stream is really fast. I'm very happy. It's like ending in an hour and not like 2. Alright, so let's just wait for the bot to give me the results in a little while. So my speed should be about 30-ish words per minute. That's common. So I'm like, I have to finish the others. Okay, it's 38 words per minute. That's fine. I actually finished early. I had like 3 minutes over spare. Okay, so that's great. Right, I'm gonna go through this. So as you can see, I already did the title, the concept, the character, the plot outline. So this is just kind of like a scene. You guys can explore and expand it if you want to adopt this idea for the word prompt competition. So I'm fine with it. If you want to participate 324 using this idea as a hotel, then go ahead. Right, so this is the draft. Right, you guys ready? So the wind blew across the reception table and Mr. Sashi shivered. His hotel was so out of the way that nobody stayed at it. Moreover, it was the COVID pandemic. The travel industry was fucked. Was this the end of his business? Ring! The chime of bell snapped the old hotel owner out of his sulking. He quickly put on his brighter smile and greeted with all his soul. "Welcome to Otherworld Hotel," he grinned, but the smile quickly faltered when he saw the appearance of his new guest. "Got a bath here?" The potential guest huffed and wiped dripping red liquid from his hair. It wasn't raining outside, but this man looked like he had just walked out of a bloody storm. He was soaking from head to toe in red liquid, but strangely, there was no smell of rust. Do you need me to call an ambulance, sir?" Mr. Sashi squeaked, but the surprisingly healthy traveler simply laughed. "No, I just need a bath. Do you have one in your inn?" Timidly, Mr. Sashi pointed upstairs and was about to usher the new customer when another guest entered. Phew, that took a while. Wait, where the fuck am I? This time it was a girl in a bunny costume. Her body proportions looked outrageous and Mr. Sashi blinked. The new bunny girl with a pilot visor stared at the man drenched in red liquid. For a moment, they did not speak, and Mr. Sashi was afraid a fight might break out. He nervously looked at the rabbit girl. "How can I help you?" Snapping out of the staring contest, the bunny girl grinned. "I'm here for a fuel refill. Do you have any carrot juice? Preferably the organic kind. Also, who is he?" The man drenched in red liquid puffed his chest. "I'm the winner of the tomato war, the almighty farmer band. Unfortunately, after getting pushed into a vat of wine by the jealous king, I wandered for a very long time until I found this inn." Clapping her hand, the bunny jumped in joy. "Finally, someone in a similar plight. That's right, that stupid asteroid hit my ship. The closest place we could land was at this pit stop. I wonder if my sister will be able to find me too." "Pit stop? Inn? Sorry guest, I think you have the wrong idea. This is a hotel that I've run for the last 15 years. What are you talking about?" At the same time, both guests looked at Mr. Sashi as if he had lost his mind. "Don't be silly," the rabbit girl smiled. "Otherworld Hotel is an outpost created for travelers like us. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to refuel and return to my quest. The payment will automatically be deducted. If there is a problem, please look for my patron, the Grand High Witch." Just like that, both travelers helped themselves to Mr. Sashi's hotel facilities. While he was still confused, he checked the email and saw that he received $20,000 in his bank. Could this be? "Please leave a 5-star review," he thanked the generous guest and even threw them freebies. The rabbit girl received a carrot cake, and the man who finished his shower enjoyed a glass of red wine for the night. Maybe Otherworld Hotel might not have to close down. Right, so that's the end of the prompt. I hope you guys had fun, kind of, okay? And if you really want a contract with Webnovel, reverse Isekai is a good niche to actually enter through. Yep, any other questions before I end today's stream? It's a short one. I need to get back to writing. I will be sprinting in my Discord server as well. So if after this stream you want to write, feel free to join, okay? I'm just gonna wait for a while for the stream to catch up. If there are nothing else, then I will not, not gonna continue. Okay, so replying Sakushi. The ability to write fast is something that happens with you practice. So it's due to practice, okay? So how do you write something so competitive so fast? It's not competitive, it's just random. There's really nothing to it. It's random. Bum bum bum. Okay, clear this notification. And the nuggets. Okay, I don't even have to edit this because I did it before. Like previously, just now. Wrong one. Create. So I'll just publish it. So this is what I normally do. So Sakushi, because you joined just now, if you have that whatever, don't need to edit it, okay? If you edit just little bit, don't try to fill in more words, and then give it to me so that I can put it in nuggets if you're not using it. If you want to use it, then by all means don't give it to me. You can use it to participate in here. Right, so this is WPC nuggets. I'm done. So I don't think there are any more questions. I will end the stream for today. Thanks so much for joining. Even though Venus is not here, I hope this was worth your time. And I'll see you next week or tomorrow, depending, because I do stream for every day in October thanks to the other writing prompt competition going on in my server. Alright, that's all from me. Bye!